And I was processing spontaneously Charlie's death, and I just realized the man was the first martyr. The young man was the first martyr of a movement. This was a media personality who was in media doing 1 billion hits on TikTok and YouTube, just tormenting the hell out of hell. He was in politics, getting conservatives elected. He was in education, challenging the propaganda that was on. Education, government, media. I do a thing called 7 Mountains. He's in 3 of those 7, and that's why the enemy took him out. A Christian changing the world in 3 out of 7 mountains. It's time the church woke up, brothers and sisters. Charlie Kirk was killed because he was speaking things the left can't stand. This is the spiritual warfare we're in, and the reason we're there is because the church, for too long, did not address the systematic takeover of these other structures. Until someone like Charlie comes along or Donald Trump comes along as a Christian and wades there and says, nope, we're going to understand now what God's doing. He's recapturing the government mountain. He's going after the education mountain. Charlie is a martyr on the education mountain and on the government mountain because as a Christian, he felt compelled to go after youth over here in the family who are getting deceived in education. He mobilized youth and family here to have an impact in government. Understand, he is the forerunner of a 7 mountain movement, which is why he and I got along so well.
And we've been really vague about this. And I got to introduce you to the 7 Mountain idea.
I love that
academia
idea.
And big business, big government, big media, big arts, and then the family and education, and then the church. Where do you think the hot spot is right now? Because you're all over those places. But what would you like to say about making a difference in? We've talked about education in the last segment. Where else can we make an impact?
Well, the church.
All right, let's go there.
And I just want to compliment you. The 7 Mountains is brilliant. It really is good.
But I'll tell you, finally, we have a president that understands the 7 mountains of cultural influence. Finally, we have a president that understands the significance of standing, yes, I'm going to use a term, in solidarity with the grassroots activists of our country that see that college conservatives are under attack. And President Trump courageously signed a historic executive order to protect free speech on college campuses across the country.
Christ our Lord said, on this rock build my what?
Church.
Wrong. Ecclesia. It's not the word church.
Okay,
the word
English
church,
translations of Common Bible say church, so my bad.
Well, actually, it shouldn't, because the original Greek term says, on this rock build my government structure. Government structure.
It's why Jesus said, my ecclesia must disciple nations.
Ecclesia.
It is the responsibility of the king's ecclesia to stop foolishness by reforming culture and government.
Ecclesia was a secular word used in that time, which was all about the advancement of freedom and liberty, which are the 2 words in Greek, eleutheria and isonomia, which are the 2 words there. So the point being, Christ called us to be salt and light.
So how do you take all of this and apply it as salt and light in your society?
When we look at salt and light, those talk about the impact we're supposed to have on our surroundings. Christians have always been involved as salt and light influencing government in some of our most critical hours.
That every single man, woman, and even child will change and transform the world around them as salt and light in Jesus' mighty name.
We have a political system we work through. We're praying for revival in the church. We're serving our communities. We're serving as salt and light. And if we get our elected officials in, they'll do things that we believe are constitutional and right, and we think is for the good of the country.
The Christian church is commanded by God to be the salt and light to the world.
We must be salt and light in our society. We must be engaged in reforming the 7 mountains of the culture.
That understands the 7 mountains of cultural influence.
For years, I've talked about the 7 spheres or the 7 mountains and, kind of 7 realms of society.
We take back and permanently control positions of influence and leadership in each of the 7 mountains.
We need to have that Daniel Joseph focus of getting into the system to bring about kingdom realization through answers and solutions. That's what salt and light is. It gets involved with everything.
We as Christians should change the environment that we come in contact with. That's what salt and light do. So why should we then not care about changing government to be more Christ-like? Changing government to be more Christ-like.
And the heart of God is to change the nations of the world. The heart of God is twofold. It's the salvation of souls, but also to change the culture in which generations are being raised.
Changing the world in 3 out of 7 mountains. It's time the church woke up, brothers and sisters. He is the forerunner of a 7-mountain movement, which is why he and I got along so well.
And I got to introduce you to the 7-mountain idea.
I love that
academia and big business, big government, big media, big arts.
I love that
academia.
The 7 Mountains is brilliant. It really is good.
This is what happens when I talk to you. I find out that we're talking about the same thing, and it wasn't because we were colluding.
Which is why he and I got along so well.